Hello Guardians, my name is Tanky, and I have come to you with both a question and a story. This story is about Kabir's fire team, namely their fate of when they entered the Vault of Glass. What would you do if you were trapped in a cell of wire in a prison of glass? Each passing moment left only with your inner monologue and the will to live. In that prison that distorted time, used it, refracted it like shards of broken glass. Each shard, a different timeline, a different possibility, a different present, a different past. If you spent decades in this, how would you fare? Would you lose yourself to insanity? Would you try to escape knowing that the beings that within the prison have likely already seen this and would inevitably stop you? What if all you could do was watch time pass? Watch each timeline as they come and go as an observer. I ask you this because for so long, a man known as Praedyth has gone or is still going through this, which is completely possible because time to him would be relatively different, the same meaning that we hold it to. Praedyth was a part of a fire team along with Kabir, giant awoken titan, Pahanin, a void hunter. They were part of the Great Hunt where they killed many Ahamkara, much due to Praedyth himself continuing to wish the hunt would never end. But we are here today to talk about their venture to the Vault of Glass. But more specifically, what became of this fire team? One after another. Goblins fell, hobgoblins, minotaurs, harpies. It didn't matter. They stood no chance against the Guardians. It wasn't until Kabir ended up forming an armor from their hull when he began to lose his mind. As the Vex slowly invaded, he became unable to discern friend from foe, or whether or not his fire team was actually still with him. He didn't see them. It was almost as if their existence was erased from his very mind. It wasn't until the very end that he was actually able to regain some form of himself. And that is when he poured all of his light into a shield in hopes that someone in the future would be able to use this power against the oracles. What happened to Kabir left a scar on Pahanin, who was unable to be alone and actually formed a weapon that was able to communicate with him while he was in the wilds after they failed the raid on the Vault of Glass. He was then later taken out by Dredgen Yor, who had killed many wielders of the light prior. This leaves only Praedyth. In the story mission paradox, we found his corpse deep within the vault. This, in itself, is the paradox, because we have received weapons and armor with etched warnings of what we would assume to be a dead man. Within the glass, within indifferent realities, he yet lives, trying desperately for so long to get his message, his story, out as the timelines ebbed and flowed within the vault. But nothing. No responses, nothing that could give him hope. It is only far later that he feels the weight of his time there, his ghost gone, his connection to the light stripped, and his mind nearly broken. In time, he begins to hear voices. At first, he shakes them off as the usual hallucinations, as he would replay the voices of his fallen fire team in his head over and over again. But they persist. In time, he learns of their name: Sundaresh, Essie, Shim, and Duan McNayad. The originals were of the Ishtar Collective. In the past, they had gone to Venus after the traveler had terraformed the planet. It was there that they studied a Vex frame. It was there that they were simulated into multiple copies of themselves. These copies are what Praedyth speaks to. This is important. Even if they are copies, are they not as real as him? He, who was presumably dead, has been alive and observing for such a long time, alone. They begin to talk frequently, and over time, they plan an escape. using a massively defended Vex gate that hummed to life as the goblins and minotaurs stepped through. They readied themselves, each copy taking another. Praedyth clenching his radio. Somewhere, a veil is lifting. Somewhere, Kabir is always dooming himself. Somewhere, a door is always opening. And somewhere, they're always stepping through. So Guardians, what do you think? Do you think that Praedyth and the others are going to make it? Have they already made it? Or is this just another perpetual cycle that can be viewed as Praedyth has done with so many different timelines? My reason for this question is that it pertains to another video that will be coming as we explore the lore book aspect more thoroughly. It is one of the latest books within Shadowkeep, and it has lore implications that tie our fight in with the Vex and how we understand them. More so than that, Praedyth bore witness to many timelines. Speaking of dark points that arch over the bright horizon, bringing nothing but eternal darkness. Does it not sound like the campaign mission that we're in right now? With a tetrahedron ship that is buried within our moon, and the warning that they gave us, claiming to be our salvation? Let me know in the comments below, because this is something that I've been wondering since I first read the lore book aspect. It actually made me go back and read different lore tabs about Praedyth and his fire team, because prior to this, I didn't really know of them, and his story is fascinating. And if you wish to take this journey with me, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel for future content, and let me know what you thought of the video down below, as this is the first lore video that is on this channel. You guys have a wonderful day. Tanky out.